This is Tammy Baskey, and you are listening to Life Coach Life, the podcast, episode number 13. So some of you know I've been working from our RV, and currently we are parked at the edge of this beautiful forest, and there's a duck pond here in Massachusetts. While my husband goes off fishing to Plum Island each day, I've been capitalizing on the peace and quiet while working on my 3-month grief program. As I was talking to an old friend from my Villanova addiction training days, gosh, that was well over a decade ago, she and I were discussing the possibilities of her taking all of her skills, her master's degree, her education and knowledge into the coaching world. And knowing her abilities and life experiences, I was getting really excited at the thought of this for her future clients and how welcome she would be in this industry. I suggested to simply start with general coaching, and after a time, perhaps selecting a niche, a specialization. That had worked really well for me in my first year, and what I discovered that may be obvious to most is that almost everything that I coach is attached to some sort of unprocessed grief. The umbrella of grief is so vast, especially in today's culture, that I would challenge anyone to find a person who doesn't need to grieve someone or something in their life in order to move forward, in order to get unstuck, in order to live better. Mastering Your Brain, Mastering Your Grief is my newest 3-month starter program. And I designed this because truthfully, and I can't be absolutely sure, but of late, it seems like the world is spinning off its axis some days, and all of our little individual worlds are bouncing off of each other. And what once felt really important is much less so today after universally experiencing so much grief. All the theories, concepts, and coping skills that we regularly read and tried and applied certainly have their time and place, but right now they seem really abstract and disconnected from the very real struggles that people are going through. And at the same time, our natural support systems are taxed more than usual. Not only are people more physically distant, but many are experiencing their own stuff, which may decrease their bandwidth for supporting other people. So I was thinking maybe what I need to do as a coach is to do triage and focus on the basic grieving principles, whatever those may be for each individual. In my mind, many basic grief needs go back to things like normalization and validation. In other words, simply knowing that your loss matters, your grief is important. You have the right to grieve your loss no matter the source or timeline. What you're experiencing right now is normal. You don't have to move on, get over, or forget at this moment. Some of these needs won't be able to be met because at the heart of them lies a wish to have your loved one back or your situation magically reversed. However, knowing the need can perhaps help you find alternative comforts in an unfixable situation. It is said when grieving, there is a beginning, a middle, and the rest of your life. Let me help you with that last part. Let me guide you through the toughest part of this and get you to the other side. As a coach, our first sessions together is about holding space for you. It's about listening to you without bias, without an agenda, without judgment. It's why coaching is so powerful. If you or someone you know is suffering from grief or mourning any kind of grief or loss, from death, divorce, career, a pet, an unmet future, an illness, a diagnosis, give yourself the gift of my new one-on-one program, Mastering Your Mind, Mastering Your Grief. 3 months of time to truly feel and process all your feelings with me. I am a professional, certified Martha Beck Wayfinder coach and trained in the power of grief and the power of sudden change. Listen, the grieving process is an emotional roller coaster. Don't do it alone, because grieving is necessary and suffering is optional. Hey, once again, thanks for listening, everybody. Tune in next week, and until then, please remember, your mind always matters.